Hi everyone, I am Dr. Drew Mandel, one of your surgical assistant colleagues. I would like to introduce you to our new on-call schedule creating app called Mackenzie Health Surgical Assistant On-Call Scheduler. With this app, Nick or anyone that Nick assigns can create our on-call schedule. This app will quickly collect our on-call requests and then use the power of artificial intelligence to rapidly sort through the requests and create a schedule that accommodates these requests, maximizing our on-call shift coverage. In order for you to submit your shift requests, you will receive an email from me with a link to the app and a personal temporary passcode. The app can only be accessed from inside a web browser. There is no standalone app that you can get at Google Play or the App Store. It is a website and the link must come from either me or Nick. Please use Google Chrome or Firefox for the best in-app experience. Once you have the link, please open it in your web browser and bookmark it for future reference, and save the email in case you need it in the future as well. Once you have opened the app in your browser and have your temporary access code, you are ready to go. The process starts with each physician logging in to submit an online request form. When you go to the app, you will land on the login screen, like this. At the top, select Physician, not Admin. Choose your name from the drop-down menu. All physician names have been pre-entered by the admin. I'm going to choose a test physician. Below that, you will enter your temporary passcode. I'm going to enter the temporary passcode for this sample physician, and then sign in. The first thing you will be required to do is create a permanent passcode using the rules of the app. I'm going to create one for this temporary physician. And then click the Set Permanent Passcode button to set the passcode. Once you have created the new passcode, you will enter the app to the welcome page. On the welcome page, you will see your name at the top. On the left pane, you will see My Requests at the top, your name near the bottom, and a logout button at the very bottom of the left-hand pane. The right side pane is the main working area. There you will see cards of schedules that require you to enter your requests at the top and past schedules that have already been created at the bottom. You can start your request by clicking on a new month for which no schedule has been made yet. In this example, the months of March, August, and September have not had requests submitted yet by this doctor. To enter requests for a particular month, click on the Submit Request button for that month. Let's do that for the month of March 2026. It will open to the roster calendar page, which, once a roster has been created, will display all of the scheduled shifts. Click the Shift Request button next to the roster calendar. Then click on the Submit My Request button. This opens your shift request form. The top of the shift request form shows your name. Below that, select how many 24-hour shifts you would like for this month. You have the option of selecting an exact number of shifts or a range of shifts using the Exact button or the Range button. If you choose the Range button, you can set a minimum number of shifts and a maximum number of shifts that you want to request. Here. You can then choose the OR and AND button. Choose the AND button to include 12-hour shift requests as well as your 24-hour shift requests. Choose the OR button to let the app know that you will accept either 24-hour shift requests or 12-hour shift requests, but not both. For 12-hour shifts, you can also choose an exact number or a range. In this example, I'll choose 24-hour shifts, a minimum of 1, and a maximum of 2, so a range. Please note, if you are choosing only 24-hour shifts, leave the 12-hour fields blank, and if you are choosing only 12-hour shifts, leave the 24-hour shift fields blank. Leave the AND OR button at OR if you're only selecting one kind of shift. Next, scroll further down to the General Roster Site Preference section. In this section, you can set up your overall site preference for each of our on-call rosters: Mackenzie Main OR, CVH Main OR, and CVH L&D. You can choose to rank them in any order that you like. Below this is the area where you can enter all of your dates. Please check the Available circle if you are willing to work on the date that is adjacent to it. For instance, if I'm going to make myself available for Monday the 2nd, I will click the Available circle next to that. Do not click on the Available box for dates that you do not want to work. In the check circles to the right of the Available button, indicate if you are willing to work a 24-hour shift, a 12-hour day shift, or a 12-hour night shift on that particular date. If you want, you can check off more than one for each date, but you must check at least one for the date to be considered by the program. For instance, if I am available on Monday the 2nd, I will check off Monday the 2nd, as I have. If I am willing to work either a 24-hour shift or a 12-hour day shift, then I will check off both those boxes for that date. To the right of these selections is an option to change your site preference for the single date under consideration. For instance, if I had set my general site preference for Mackenzie Health Main OR first, and CVH Main OR second, and CVH L&D third, up at the top in the general roster site preference, and I wanted it different for Monday the 2nd, I would check the change site preference over here, and then I can change specifically for that date the order of my site preference. For any date where the change site preference has not been selected, the program will use the general roster site preference rankings listed here at the top. When you are done, at the bottom, click the button for Submit Request. This will submit your request and take you back to the calendar month page. Note, here you can edit your request. If you decide that you want to change something, click on the Edit My Request button and make the necessary changes. The Edit Shift Request page will come up and you can make those changes wherever you like. And then click Save Changes when you are done. Editing can be done until the admin makes his or her first attempt at creating a calendar for that month. Once that happens, the button will change from Edit Your Requests to View Submission, and further changes will not be allowed. You are allowed to view your previous requests but not change them. They will be grayed out. If you want to make changes once the schedule has been made, you will have to contact Nick in order for him to allow this. For example, Over here, the April 2026 schedule has been locked and is under review before a final schedule is made. If we click View Submission, you can see the schedule is already in progress. And if you click Shift Requests, you can see over here it says the schedule is locked. Click to view your submission. And your submitted request is available to view, but it is grayed out so that you can't edit it. Once a schedule has been created, it will appear in the roster calendar. If you would like a PDF version of this calendar, there's a button here to create a PDF calendar, and it will download to your download folder. You can open it, and it will display a PDF calendar for you in the same format that we have always had. It will highlight your name so that you can see the specific shifts that you have been assigned. This PDF calendar can be downloaded, printed, or saved to your file folder. Nick will notify you when schedules are ready for viewing, or you can come back to the app to see if a schedule for a month or a group of 3 months is ready. If you are not going to enter any availability for a particular month, please do not submit anything for that month and notify Nick that you are unavailable for that month. Log out of the program when you are done. Please remember your passcode to re-enter the app. If you forget your passcode, notify Nick, and he can reset your passcode to a new temporary one, which you can enter and then reset. The use of this program should allow for easier collection of shift requests, with greater clarity of what sort of request you are making, with less chance for misunderstandings. It will allow Nick to post new months to be scheduled at an earlier time, so that you are aware of what your requests will be. You don't have to wait for Nick to ask you to send them in. You can enter them at your leisure once this month is available on the app. For Nick, it should drastically reduce the time that he spends creating the schedule. We will give it a try for the next cycle of 3 months and see how it works out. If you have any questions or have any suggestions for improving the app, please email your suggestions to Nick or to me for consideration and implementing, if they are helpful. If you are having any difficulty entering your shift requests or logging in, please notify Nick or myself immediately, and we will work to resolve the issue. Welcome to the future of AI on-call scheduling.